Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. It is gloomy and rainy over here, but we will survive. Quarantine kind of has us going a little, but we will all get through this. I promise. Anyways, it has been a hot ass minute since my last Outlander video, and I did a community post asking what kind of videos you guys want to see on my channel, and someone had asked when I'm going to do Outlander videos again, and to be 100% honest, I wasn't sure if anyone was still interested in them, so I actually hadn't planned on filming any. Like, you know, here and there I was wanting to, but I hadn't really committed to it. But if someone asks, then I will always produce, even if it's just one person watching. I don't really care. And so I made a list of each episode so far and what I want to talk about the episode, like little key points. I'm not going to go deep into detail for each and every episode because my video would be an hour and a half long, and ain't nobody got time for that. Or do they? Because everyone's quarantined. You guys might actually have the time for that, but I don't. I'm not going to do it. So, I made my list, key points that I want to chit-chat about. If I missed anything, which I'm sure I will, make sure you let me know in the comment section, and I'll give you my opinion about that in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get started. So, first things first, episode 1, the wedding episode. I thoroughly enjoyed the wedding. I thought it was so cute and so sweet. Bree's dress was beyond beautiful. I just loved everything about it. I know a lot of book readers had some things to say. I don't know. Maybe I would feel differently about it if I read the books. I have them, as you guys know, but I've only been able to get through half of book 1, and for some reason I just lose interest. I don't know why. Maybe one day I'll get through my series that I have, but today's not that day. Anyways, so I enjoyed the wedding. I thought it was beautiful. Bree's dress was everything. There's that. At the wedding, Governor Tryon decides to get a little bold and reminds Jamie that he has an obligation to find Murtaugh and the, oh my god, I just blanked, the regulators. There's a cat. He's so cute. Oh, he's so cute, and he's orange red just like Jamie. Oh, perfect timing. Anyways, oh hi! He's staring at me, and yeah. Okay. Anyways, he's staring at me again. Oh, not yet. Okay. I just feel weird when they stare at me. Oh, you guys like my tripod? Anyways, moving on. So he reminded Jamie of his obligation to find the regulators and Murtaugh, and there's that. Brianna did overhear Jamie and Lord John chit-chatting about the scuzzy hoe Stephen Bonnet, which, don't you hate that Stephen Bonnet is so good looking? Like, the actor is so good looking, but Bonnet is just so vile and disgusting. Ugh, it's so frustrating. But good-looking people can be terrible people as well, so let's not forget that. But I just want to love him so much because he's so handsome, but he's just disgusting. Anyways, so obviously that brings up PTSD memories for her. Lord John tells Jamie that he's heard rumors of Bonnet, and he is alive and well and thriving and being disgusting, so that sucks. Episode 2 starts with Murtaugh and the regulators tarring some government tax people. They hate the tax people. They have huge issue with all this. It's been said. We already know. So they're going around doing their thing, creating havoc, and it's just gross. Like the tarring, it really made me go, oh, Murtaugh, like, I love you so much, but why you gotta be like this right now? You know? But he's doing what he feels that he needs to, and it just kind of sucks. Claire, she decided to go on a medical adventure of sorts and figure out a way to create her own version of penicillin and medicine from her time. She was deeply disgusted by the tactics that were used back in the day to curing people of their ailments, and she took it upon herself to make a change, to take a stand, and using her knowledge that she has and creating medicine. Okay, so Jamie and Lieutenant Knox, they go to the city where Murtaugh and the regulators did the tarring, and they're kind of disgusted by the actions the regulators did. Especially Jamie, you know, he knows Murtaugh and he's so close with him, so he's incredibly disgusted by it and just bothered. Like, why do you gotta do this? Lieutenant Knox ends up killing one of the 3 prisoners that they had taken of the regulators. They were in the jail and things got a little crazy, and Knox ended up stabbing one of them with a sword, which creates some problems, but Jamie ended up freeing the 2 other prisoners, so there's that. And then we end up seeing Bonnet at, like, towards the end of the episode. We see Bonnet doing his thing. They're gambling against 2 women, or for 2 women who were fighting, and the guy that lost to Bonnet, like, had some shit to say. Or no, I don't think it was the guy who lost him. I think it was a spectator, maybe. I can't fully remember, but it was a spectator, I think, and he was talking crap to Bonnet. Bonnet was like, not on my watch. So he got in, like, a duel with this guy and ends up, like, slashing the guy's eyes, and everyone in the tavern or wherever they were disgusted. They were like, whoa, a little too far. In my opinion, I'm like, but they're in a duel, so isn't the point of a duel to kill the other person? I guess it has there's an honor thing attached to it, you know, like, you kill them, you don't maim them kind of thing, and, you know, Bonnet isn't a man of honor, so we already done known that. But he said that he did that because he wanted people to remember who he is and what he's about, and I think he did that. You guys hear Amelia? Episode 3, this one was quite intense in my opinion. I think actually this might be my favorite episode. No, I really liked 6. I don't know. This is definitely one of my favorite episodes of the season so far. Episode 3. Claire and Jamie are out not scouting, but, well, kinda. They're looking for people to join their militia, and they're going from town to town doing the thing, gathering people up, and, you know, so they can go find the regulators. And all of a sudden this guy comes up in camp, and they're like, who the hell is this guy? He looks just like, what's that guy's name? Josiah? I think it's Josiah. And the only difference is he doesn't have the thief branding. And they were like, what the hell? And they figure out that Josiah has a twin brother named Keziah. And they're like, what the hell's going on? And Jamie and Claire are like, look, you can come with us. But then Josiah is like, nah, he can't. The owner still has his papers. And so Jamie and Claire go to the town where Keziah's owners are, I think formerly also Josiah's owners. And they go to the house and they stumble upon the wife of the owner. I hate saying that, like, owner. Like, those were people, but whatever. So they come across the wife and they're like, dude, or lady, where is your husband? And she's like, oh, he's not here. And they're, you know, stumbling around. They're like, we need the papers for this guy. And she's looking, she's like, I don't know where he put the papers. And Comes to find out, homegirl has her husband up in the attic. He has clearly suffered a stroke and she was basically torturing him and it stunk. So Claire was like, this is awful. And Jamie's like, we need to do something. Whoa, that was awful accent. Huh. Regardless, they try to help the guy, but they get thrown another surprise, and that is homegirl is pregnant. Apparently she had a little affair with a former slave and she got knocked up. She ends up having the child, a little girl, and she ditches it with Jamie and Claire. So there's that. So she leaves the baby with Jamie and Claire, and she also leaves the papers for Keziah, and they're kind of stuck with the baby now. So then they have to deal with the husband, and they're like, what the hell? Jamie decides that he's gonna give the guy the option, I think. If I remember correctly, he gave the guy the option to die. Homeboy couldn't speak, so he had to blink. Jamie was like, would you like death? And the guy blinked, so obviously he wanted to die. I mean, who would really choose any other fate? Like, he was basically a vegetable. So he ends up killing the slave owner, or the, I don't know, the owner of the people, whatever. And that is basically how the episode ends. They go off on their merry way with a baby, and there's episode 3. I enjoyed that episode, actually. It was a little messed up and it was a little scary at first, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode. Episode 4 I actually found slightly boring, so I don't really have many notes on this. They were in like Brownsville or something like that, and a bunch of people were shooting at them. To be honest, I was fully bored. Like, this episode was probably my least favorite episode so far. It could not hold my attention for the life of me. All I can clearly remember from that episode was they were in Brownsville, people shooting. This one girl, I think she was in love with one of the twins, or I think Josiah, actually. And she was pregnant, but the dad didn't want her to be with him. I don't really remember. And then at one point there was this lady who couldn't have a baby, or had a baby but it died, and they ended up taking the other baby that Jamie and Claire were left with. That's all I got from episode 4, to be honest. Like, I don't know why that episode bored the hell out of me, but it did. The only part of the episode that kind of had me clutching my pearls was when, I think it was at the end, when Bree was at the house, like basically by herself, and she couldn't find Jeremiah. I was like, oh no. Like, oh hell no. No. In fact, I think that might have been the episode where Bree was coming back from town, and I think Jeremiah's nurse, what is his name, Jeremiah? Why can't I remember the baby's name? I think it's Jeremiah. Let me see. Hold on. Outlander. Bree's baby. I think it's Jeremiah. Right? Yeah, Jeremiah. Wow. So she comes back from town with Jeremiah, and he has like a little something, and apparently Bonnet gave it to him. I don't know. Anyway, so Bree was home alone and she couldn't find Jeremiah, and she was freaking out, and turns out he just wandered off onto the porch. That scene for some reason scared the hell out of me, only because now I'm a mother and I would die if I lost my child. Furthermore, it kind of scared me thinking back to those times where they didn't have the security systems that they have now. I would be having anxiety every single day that someone would be breaking into my house. Any odd creak of the wood, it would scare me. Like, oof. I'm so glad I'm born in the times I am, because I was too much of a wimp to live back in the day, like straight up. Okay, episode 5. Let me see. Oh yeah, this episode, Jamie finds out that Lieutenant Knox sent for papers for, you know, the prison lists, you know, like, it basically lists off everyone who is a prisoner with Murtaugh, so all his prison mates. And obviously Jamie would be on that list as well, so Jamie was like, oh shit, like, I gotta get that list. And, you know, time goes on and Jamie ends up being invited by Knox to play some chess, and words get had. Jamie confesses to the fact that he will be on the prisoners list, and Knox is like, whoa, I thought you were a gentleman. And Jamie was like, I am, but I'm not at the same time, and ends up killing Knox. He had to do it, because if he didn't, then Knox would have had him arrested, and homeboy just has way too much to lose, and he couldn't be having any of that. So he ended up burning the prisoners list, and he crawled out the window and scurried off into the dark night like Batman. So that's always pleasant. But Knox, was it Knox or was it Tryon? Okay, can you let me know in the comment section, because I don't really remember. Knox or someone, maybe the governor, I don't remember. I think it might have been the governor. He ends up pardoning all of the regulators, because he has hopes that, you know, some of them will appreciate the pardon and maybe give Murtaugh up, whatever. So they get pardoned. There's that. Why is that all that I have on here? I think that's basically the gist of episode 5. And I just watched episode 6, actually not too long ago. And it was an interesting episode, to say the least. Like, it held my attention, but then it didn't at the same time. So I'm just going to give a brief overview. Jocasta, is that her name? Or is it Joanna? Oh my gosh, why did I just have a brain fart of that too? What is up with me? This quarantine is really doing a number to my brain. Outlander Jocasta. I think it's Jocasta. Yeah, Jocasta. Oh my god. I swear I'm losing my brain. Earlier I forgot that emails existed, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can Instagram you the video. And she's like, why don't you just email it to me? Someone I work with. And I was like, duh, email, like, hello. So that's where my brain is, you guys. I forgot emails existed. So please bear with me. Okay, so Jocasta ends up getting married. The episode actually starts off with Jocasta and her daughter and this guy. I don't really know if it was her husband or her dad. I can't really remember. But this guy, and they're leaving their home. They're on the road, and they get pulled over by these two English guards, I believe, and get searched. Well, they end up finding a thing of gold, like a crate of gold hidden underneath. Jocasta did not know that that was there, we later find out. And their guns are drawn, people are killed, but her friend or husband or father, I don't remember who he is, but he ends up shooting her daughter. Oh my god. Like, when that happened, I was like, whoa, because that took a turn that I did not expect. Like, I did not think that her daughter would get shot right in the face. Like, that was intense. So that feels bad for her, Jocasta. Like, it was really, like, actually a sad moment. I felt very, very bad for her. And this episode is actually the episode, I think, right before her wedding. Like, it's set the night before her wedding, I think. And she is getting married to Innes, I think is his name. I don't really remember too much about him, I'm sorry. My next video I'll try to be more detailed, but this is what we're getting today, because that's just where my brain is at. With Roger and Bree on the farm, they're getting attacked by a group, or not a group, a swarm of locusts, and everyone's freaking out. They're like, what about our crops? And Roger's like, oh my gosh, I know what we can do. And he comes up with the idea to smoke them away from the crops, and it ends up working, so that's always a good thing. So Roger saved the day. He proved himself to the townsfolk, and he proved himself to Bree that he is a quick thinker, and he saved the day. So good job, Roger. Back at the wedding, there's a bunch of stuff with the guy, the governor, and he ends up talking to Jamie about how he's supposed to go to New York or whatever. To be honest, this was one of the conversations that actually bored me to no end, and I can't for the life of me really tell you what they talked about, because it just didn't catch hold of me. But Claire ended up but being told some information about Bonnet by, I think his name was Wiley or Willis, I don't remember, but she ends up getting told information by this guy who is a creep. He just wants under her dress and he's gross. But he works with Bonnet, so Claire's like, oh my gosh, I need to get more information. She ends up talking to him and he confirms with her that it's Bonnet. And they go to the stables and are looking at his horse, I think, and he tries to get up on her and she basically shoves him in a pile of shit. Jamie runs in at the final second and holds a knife to his throat, basically threatening to kill him if he ever comes near Claire again. Claire ends up telling him the information that she knows, and he goes back to Wiley or Willis and tries to have like a little bet with him. The only thing that he is willing to gamble is Claire's ring that, oh my god, I forgot his name. What is wrong with me today? Outlander, Claire's husband. What the fudge is my problem? Frank. You guys, I don't know what is going on with me today. Like, how did I forget Frank's name? Anyways, and she loses her mind. Like, she's like, no, I don't want to risk Frank's ring. Like, what? And she ends up actually letting him gamble with it. But she tells him, like, look, if you're going to gamble his ring, then we're going to gamble yours as well. She gives Jamie both of the rings, and she's pissed off, understandably so. But she basically tells Jamie, like, look, what are you doing this for? Is this because of your pride? Like, and he tells her, no, it's for revenge and, you know, to bring honor back to Bree or whatever. And it was just a really rough moment because, you know, normally they're both on the same page. They both agree with each other. So I kind of hate seeing them, like, not on the same page. But anyways, he ends up doing the gambling with the rings and actually wins. Him and Claire get into an argument again in the stables, and she basically calls him out and is like, I can't believe that you let the situation get in between us. And they end up having angry sex, which I don't get. I don't understand how people can have angry sex. There is nothing more, or nothing that I would rather do less, or I don't know the right phrasing, but sex is not what I want to do when I'm angry. Like, that is the last thing I want to do when I'm upset with my husband, is even be in the same room with him. So how people can have a fight and then have sex during it is beyond me. But there's that. Murtaugh actually makes an appearance. He comes by and says hello to Jocasta. He asks her to wait for him. She freaks out on him and is like, how could you ask me this the night before my wedding? Like, what the hell? Which I get. Like, come on, you proposed to him. He said no. Or is that how it worked? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way that it worked. And, like, where's your mind at, Murtaugh? Like, and she tells him, like, look, I'm not going to do it because you're constantly going to be fighting wars, and I just don't have it in me to deal with it. So that's where that ends. I enjoyed the episode, but like I said, it was kind of meh. This season for me in general is kind of meh. I have felt that way since maybe season 2 or 3. It's just kind of, you know, like, nothing can ever top season 1 or even 2 for me. After 2, it was kind of just downhill for me, and I've kind of just, I'm watching it because I'm invested. But I can't say that I'm watching it because, like, it's got my attention 20, like, the whole episodes, because it really doesn't. The majority of the season so far, I have half watched. You know, like, I've only enjoyed episode 3 for the most part. Like, that's the only episode that really caught my attention. This last episode I think I enjoyed, but it didn't catch my attention like episode 3 did. I think episode 5 maybe caught my attention more than this last. I guess the right way to say it is this season has been slightly forgettable for me. Like, it hasn't been something that I'm like, I need to talk about, or I need to get off my chest because it's so crazy and I'm passionate about it like I have in past seasons. So let me know in the comment section if you guys are actually feeling the same way. Sorry this video is kind of all over the place. My brain is a little bit all over the place. Being quarantined and not being able to go anywhere is starting to take its toll on my memory. I don't know why. But it really is. I need to just get out. Like maybe go walk the beach. I don't know. But you guys, like always, please stay safe. Stay inside. Don't go partying. We're all going through this together and it's a rough time, but we'll get through it. So hopefully my next video next week I'll be a little bit more composed and my memory won't be so off. I can't believe I forgot Frank's name. Like, it's just so weird. Anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about this weird video that was everywhere. I love you all so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And share this video. It helps me out so much. I love you all. Bye.